to build a city at the bottom of the sea. Insanity. But where else could we be free from the clutching hand of the parasites? Where else could we build an economy that they would not try to control, a society that they would not try to destroy? It was not impossible to build Rapture at the bottom of the sea. It was impossible to build it anywhere else.
Looking for an escape from government, from religion, from nuclear war? Okay, so the radical underwater Art Deco world of Rapture is far off. But we are seeing the genesis of water-based libertarian communities approaching fast. A California-based company called the Seasteading Institute, which was founded in 2008 by Patrick Friedman, grandson of Nobel Prize-winning economist Milton Friedman, and tech billionaire and investor Peter Thiel. The company signed a deal at the beginning of the year with the French Polynesian government to begin construction in the Pacific of the world's first floating city. The floating platforms can be rearranged according to each city's needs. They will be made from reinforced concrete and be able to support 3-story buildings such as offices, apartments, and hotels for up to 100 years. With around 250 to 300 residents to begin with, the city is predicted to cost around $167 million. Development of the city is expected to begin in early 2018, so not too far. So, I know what you're thinking. Cutthroat capitalism, roaming drug addicts, or even maybe psychopathic artists. I'm already seeing comments under articles about Seasteading comparing it to Bioshock. So we got, pretty sure this is the beginning of Bioshock, Bioshock 4. You get a picture from the game. Pirates, let the human experiments begin. Okay, clearly some are joking, but some comments give you a sense that people actually think that a libertarian startup society will inevitably devolve in anarchy. I don't know if it's the libertarian part or just because it's on water. Even though the game was obviously exaggerated for effect to make it more interesting. Also, people don't know that Ayn Rand, the woman Andrew Ryan is based on, was not a fan of libertarians. She preferred her own philosophy of objectivism. And also, libertarianism isn't anarchy, although the two seem to get conflated often. Libertarians want small government, not the complete absence of government. The Institute agreed to operate within a special framework established under the laws and regulations of French Polynesia, so it's not as radical as you would think. And in reality, Seasteading can have numerous potential benefits. The government of French Polynesia expressed interest in their project as rising sea levels are a very real threat to them, and a permanent floating city could help them deal with future displacement. The Seasteading Institute only got approval after they proved two things. One, the city would benefit the local economy, and two, it would be environmentally friendly. The floating city would create jobs and bring trade to the local economy, and in addition, the islands are designed to have a small impact on the environment and will use renewable energies. Check out the Seasteading Institute for more of the details on the science. And obviously, the economic benefits will be immediate. The freedom from heavy taxes and regulations will certainly jumpstart the economy. Similar to a Hong Kong situation. And also, the Institute is working with blockchain and other cryptocurrencies for a possible monetary system not tied to any nation. And then later down the road, after the cities are up and running, we could see what some call medical tourism. Offshore hospitals set up to use new or experimental treatments for sick or dying patients. If anyone has ever seen the movie Dallas Buyers Club, you understand the red tape involved with getting a drug passed by the FDA. That's time that could be fatal to anyone waiting. Some possible roadblocks. You got, Peter Thiel, who I mentioned earlier as a co-founder who invested around $1.7 million in the project. He later became more skeptical of floating cities, not believing the technology was ready yet. And he was also quoted as saying, "I'm not exactly sure that I'm going to succeed in building a libertarian utopia anytime soon." And also, building the platforms and getting all the equipment along with personnel out to the site is going to be expensive. So to get started, the Institute will require tons of funding and investment. Without the confidence of Thiel, they may not be able to convince enough people to jump aboard the project, leaving it dead in the water. Because of the high cost, the first city will most likely be rich people, but like with cell phones from the 80s, eventually as the businesses become more efficient and it makes more money, the prices will come down, opening the way for everyone else. And finally, another big potential problem is the law. You got multiple people coming from multiple countries with numerous laws. That'll just create a tangled mess, especially if they bring their money with them. No government wants to see potential tax money disappear. This project is breaking new territory, and if it is successful, I'm certain there will be numerous lawsuits from countries to try to get a piece of the action. So making a full break from outside government will be tough, and will certainly ruffle the feathers of bureaucrats around the world. So if an unhappy country decides to send in their navy, or if UN action is voted on, the floating cities will be a floating duck, with no way to defend themselves. Okay, so that was just a quick breakdown of a potential offshore rapture. I just wanted to do a short video on seasteading. I think the idea is fascinating, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future. So the Seasteading Institute's plan is to eventually move to deeper waters if they are successful. And you never know, eventually maybe in the far-off future we will see a sprawling city deep under the ocean. Alright, so I know these type of videos are new for my channel, but I plan to do more of these type of videos where I look at real-world applications of video game ideas. So would you kindly leave a comment and tell me what you think. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.
What is the difference between a man and a parasite? A man builds, a parasite asks, "Where is my share?" A man creates, a parasite says, "What will the neighbors think?" A man invents, a parasite says, "Watch out, or you might tread on the toes of God."